Continuing with table properties from the last movie, if you can remember, we actually ran this query and we looked at the details of the table, the details tab under the table itself, and found that logging was set to yes. So we'll go back to here and we'll run this guy and we'll switch logging off. We'll go to here and it hasn't updated it. In here we have to refresh it, and I think it's refreshing. I think what we might have to do is to close this. That's slow. Let's go and open this table again. It should actually refresh it, but not always, or I need to go off and onto a different tab. Now I've got to find logging again, which is annoying. There. Now it's set to no. It's difficult to find, which is why I initially did this. Again, I would have to run. Let's take this off here. I don't want duplicates on the screen at the same time. There's too much information at once. We go to here, we find show, and we could find logging, and we could also do this. And guess what? We find the show table. Okay, so we'd have to put the table name in. Really what I'm showing you here is partly I'm showing you these table properties, and that's a feature of SQL Developer where it pops up options for you. Sometimes it drives me nuts, really. And here we have the show table, logging set off. I'm showing you how to access the structure as well as I change it. And again, it's giving me options. Control and enter. Now the logging is on again. I'm going to go and run this query again. It shows me the login switched back on again. Parallel. Parallel is an interesting thing. First of all, what I actually need to do is I need to look for degree. Let's go back to the table again and bring up the details. And if we look for the word, again, it's not in alphabetical order, and I wish it was. It's kind of in order of importance. Degree is parallelism, the degree of parallelism. I'm going to close this because I don't want to use this anymore. It's too awkward. So I'm going to hit return here, and it says parallel. What does that tell me about this? Let's go back up to here. Let's run this little guy again. It tells me that my degree setting is now default. Okay, so let's go here and switch it off. Run the query again. Once again, it tells me that my setting is now set to 1. And let's run parallel 4 and run this. What have we learned here? That's a good question. When you do parallel 4, it means that when Oracle does some kind of a parallel process against this table or with this table, it has the option of running 4 things in parallel, 4 processes. When we have it set to no parallel, then it's set to 1, and it means it doesn't use parallelism no matter how we actually, well, we can tell it to do so and override it in the SQL code itself with the parallel hint, but automatically it won't use parallelism. This option here where we don't specify an integer, all right? It's in the manuals, and we'll find it under parallel. This particular option, I just want to show this to you. Parallel integer, parallel. See, the integer is optional. If we go into the syntax diagram, it says parallel. That's in square brackets. The square brackets, as you know, I hope, means that you don't have to add the integer. You can just say parallel. So I can rename a table. So let's go and rename the table. And let's go to here and do this. And we should find that we no longer have a show table, but we do have a table called another table. And we don't really want to do that. It's interesting because it's allowed you to rename the table with the primary and foreign key constraints set up, which is interesting. Oh, yes, we need to. So what it's probably done, I would hope, is when you rename the table, it's actually renamed the direction of the constraints. We would hope so anyway. So now if we go back to here, find this table is renamed. There we go. Now let's go down to here. And we can compress a table. So we can look up, there should be a column in here called compress, run this, and no, there is not. So let's go and look at the table and find that column. Off the top of my head, it could be called compression or something like that. I don't remember exactly what it's called. Train count, degree, instance cache, partitioned. Here we go, it's called compression. It's pretty close, I just didn't remember the exact name of it. Compression, hit return. And there we have the show table with compression enabled. And we'll go down here and we'll turn this off. And we'll go back up again. And it turns on or turns off the compression. In other words, it's now disabled. That's all you need to know about altering table properties for a course like this. And I'm going to put this back into here, save this, and we're done with this one.